Well, hello everybody. How are you doing today? I certainly hope you're doing great. Hope you're feeling good and everything. I'm feeling good myself. I would like to thank you very much for being with me today. I tell you, I really do appreciate it. As always, I'm just so grateful. And I would like to welcome each and every one of you to another episode of TJ's Topics. And of course, if you've been following my YouTube channel or any other platform that I have, I think you know who I am. And I tell you, I'm so grateful to have you. I consider it a joy, an honor, and a privilege to be able to come into your presence on any given occasion. It really means a lot to me. And so on this occasion, today, I have another good little topic that I'd like to share with you. One that I have been giving a whole lot of thought to over the years, particularly, I guess, over the past decade. You know, the last time that we were together, we were talking about, I think we got into some sexual stuff. Well, that's going to kind of continue today because my topic for today is 3 places where the church has no business. 3 places where the church has no business. And I tell you, I don't know why it is, but it seems like the church always wants to be the one to call the shots on things, and dictate what people should and should not be doing. And I've always been curious as to why that is. And I'm sure a lot of you have probably been there too. You've wondered why. Why is it that these church folk, these Christians, feel the need to govern what individuals do in the privacy of their own home, or if not in a home, in other places? They want to usurp their authority over everything and everybody in one way or another. Now, it kind of makes me, it makes you question a lot of things. For one thing, I mean, some people are afraid to ask questions. They don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to stir the pot. Well, I'm here to tell you, I think the pot needs to be stirred. If you don't stir a pot, the food will sit there and it'll dry up. It will. I mean, it'll develop this stiffness in it. So that's why you have to stir the pot. And if you don't stir the pot, then the food will start to scorch on the bottom of the pot. If it's sitting on the stove cooking, it'll scorch. So you'll get it later on tonight sometime or tomorrow. And I want to say happy October to all of you too before I get into this discussion. Here we are in the month of October. Can you believe that? I mean, the 10th month of the year. Oh man, 2024 will be over before you know it. But I tell you what, we are going to cruise right along and we're going to go one day at a time through the remainder of this year. October and then November, which is my birthday month next month, and election day. We got to see how things turn out. Followed by Thanksgiving, of course, and then December, Christmas time. But let's talk about this for a moment, shall we? 3 places where the church has no business. Beginning with number 3, politics. And we have a lot of Christians, especially the evangelicals, who are so desperate to control and manipulate and dictate everything that goes on in society. You know, they want to get elected to all of the main offices and stuff. Or they want to put certain people in office who they think will help carry out their agenda. Because now you look at Donald Trump, for example, you know, the evangelicals, they support him, even though he has told everybody that he's not a Christian. And y'all remember when he came on TV and said that. And he doesn't even exemplify anything pertaining to what a true Christian would be. But for some reason, they're gung-ho on seeing him be reelected. Oh God, help us if he gets back in there. But we don't need that. We're gonna plead the blood on that. we rebuke that right now. So that's one place where the church has no business. In politics, I just don't think they need to be there. Number two, in the classroom, we see how religion tends to wreak havoc on education. We see how they want to come in and try to tell the teachers what they should and should not be teaching, tell the principals how to run the school and how not to run it, and then go to the Department of Education telling them what kind of curriculum they need to develop in order for our kids to learn. And then we wonder why so many parents are taking their children out of public schools, putting them in private schools. Well, that's fine if they want to do that, you know, because we know in private schools, they teach reading, writing, and math, or arithmetic, as the old school said, the 3 R's. But there's also a Christian type curriculum that they offer too. You know, they teach a lot from the Bible and things about Jesus and stuff. And that's okay because it's a private school and it's funded by private dollars. But when you're talking about a public school that's funded by tax dollars, which come from the public, I don't agree with that. You know, I understand that there used to be prayer in school a long time ago, and prayer was removed. You know, they used to have the Bible, and that was removed. Some people think that those things should be put back in the school. Now, if anybody had asked me 20 years ago if I thought that prayer and the scriptures and things like that need to be put back in the classroom, I would have said yes. But I don't agree with that idea today because, quite frankly, it just wouldn't work because everybody in school is not a Christian. Everybody doesn't believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Everybody doesn't read the Bible. You have people from all walks of life who attend public school, and therefore we should respect their religious preferences or lack thereof. You know, we shouldn't be trying to force anything upon anybody because, you know, people don't want anything forced upon them. So, and the number one place where the church has absolutely no business inserting itself into is the bedroom. Now, you know, I tell you, ever since I was 14 years old, when the topic of fornication really began to rise up, and mind you, I didn't even know what the term fornication meant. Neither did I know what adultery meant or anything like that. But I noticed that, you know, when I was a teenager, there was this real deep obsession by a lot of Christians with regards to sex and what people do in the privacy of their own homes and particularly in the bedroom. I mean, people were just so obsessed with with people's sexual activities, and I didn't know why that was, and they always focused a lot on abstinence and celibacy. I mean, and see, that goes back to number two, the second place where the church ought not be in the classroom, because they want to put the Ten Commandments in the classroom. They've already started in Texas, and they think that that's going to stop kids and teens especially from doing certain things. If we just teach them holiness and righteousness and staying on the right path, then maybe they won't be so apt to go out there and have premarital sex. Well, I mean, you can't stop anybody from doing anything that they've already made up in their mind that they're going to do, including having sex. So, I mean, try telling a 35 a 40-year-old woman and a man not to have sex, and see, won't you get your feelings hurt real quick? But they want to run these children. I know, unwanted pregnancy, that's one thing, and sexually transmitted diseases is another. Those are two good reasons not to have sex before marriage or before you're in a committed relationship. But just because of what you think the Bible says or your interpretation of scripture, because you can make the Bible say anything you want, basically. I mean, and we know this because that's been going on for thousands of years. And if the world stands another 1,000 years or so, it's going to continue to go on. But I tell you what, I'm like this. Unless they're paying the bills in these people's homes, buying groceries to put in their refrigerator and in their cupboard, in their pantry, unless they're buying school supplies for these people's kids, or Pampers or baby formula, unless they're paying insurance, whether it be car insurance or health insurance, life insurance for these people, unless they're coming by mowing their yards or doing any other repairs around the home, paying the rent, mortgage, they really don't have any say as to what people do. I don't care what it is or where it is. If they're not footing the bill, they need to get somewhere and sit down and keep their mouth shut. I mean, that would be in their best interest. But I want to know what you think about that. Do you think that the church has a right to insert itself into people's personal affairs the way they oftentimes do, getting in folks' business and trying to run people's households and ultimately their lives? What do you think about that? Feel free to leave a comment and tell me your thoughts, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in today to this episode of TJ's Topics. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. And ain't no telling what I'm going to be talking about next time. I think it's going to be something pretty good. I look forward to seeing you then. This is Taryn Jerome Harris, reminding you that every round goes higher and higher. And whatever you do, don't let anybody try to tell you what you need to be doing if they're not willing to pay for what it is that you're doing. Look forward to seeing you throughout the month of October. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.